Cancellations. The air traffic controllers were working at the FAA operation in Philadelphia that guides flights into and out of Newark. Anonymous sources told the outlet that multiple employees were placed on trauma leave after the incident. Our quote of the day: a humble soul does not trust itself, but places all its confidence in God. Saint Faustina. And coming up, our saint of the day. You're listening to Crusade Radio Network News.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Here's a golden age of America fun fact. When making Raiders, Spielberg chose the golden Ark of the Covenant because he knew audiences wouldn't go, ooh, ah, if Nazis stole a parchment scroll containing a psalm. Now, we don't know where the lost Ark is, but we do know that Mike Church has 1 troy pound of gold in his safe, and he's going to give it away on May the 23rd. And you don't have to say, ooh, ah, to win it.
Win Mike Church's Pound of Gold tickets, available at winapoundofgold.com. Ark of the Covenant sold separately.
You don't have to wake up at midnight and 3 a.m. to live like a brother at an Abbey when you start your day with Abbey Roast Coffee, now in 6 blends. Take advantage of flat rate shipping and shop for Abbey Roast today at shop.mikechurch.com.
Our saint of the day is St. John before the Latin Gate, and the feast today commemorates the occasion of St. John's attempted martyrdom at the Latin Gate in Rome and his miraculous deliverance. The 2nd century Christian writer Tertullian recorded these events, which took place in 95 AD, taking his cue from the account that had been handed down by 3 generations of persecuted Christians. On the orders of the Emperor Domitian, St. John was thrown into a cauldron of boiling oil, from which he emerged unscathed, even reinvigorated, as from a refreshing bath. From the early centuries up to 1960, the Church has celebrated this miracle in the prayers of the Mass and Office for May 6, and the precise origin of the feast is unknown, but a basilica named after it was erected in Rome in the 5th century. The first written evidence of the propers of Mass is found in the Gelasian and Gregorian sacramentaries, which have been preserved by many ancient Mass texts. These facts suggest there must already have been a well-established tradition of venerating St. John on his feast day. Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett and former General Counsel of the Navy Van Hipp joined Fox and Friends yesterday to discuss President Donald Trump's call to reopen the Alcatraz prison in San Francisco. It's a provocative idea, which may be why Trump is proposing it. So the sound you hear are all the liberal heads exploding at the same time. Progressives frown on prisons. They tend to favor nanny daycare for hardened criminals. Jarrett told host Brian Kilmeade. Trump called for the reopening of the notorious prison in a Truth Social post. It is, however, federal property, so this can be done, but it'd have to be rebuilt almost entirely. It's so outdated and crumbling. And here's the important part. It has landmark status, so there would be an avalanche of lawsuits that would probably tie it up for years. Don't forget, this is California, Jarrett said. I'm Janet Huxley for the Crusade Radio Network, seeking news and finding truth.
We don't know where the Ark of the Covenant is, but we do know that Mike Church will give you a chance to win his pound of gold, and all you have to do is listen for the golden sound of the day. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on the Mike Church Show on the Crusade Radio Network.
Some Powuh Hour. Make sure you spell Howuh correctly. It's the Mike Church Show and the Crusade Radio Network on the 11 a.m. Central Standard Time Powuh. Let's consult with the Emperor.
In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire. For a safe and secure society.
So I'm calling on Congress to pass these reforms, and I'm going to sign them into law.
No, you're not.
Fall down the thunder, well, now you got it.
You tell them I'm coming, and Hal's coming with me, you hear? Hal's coming with me!
Oakley Dokley, you're going to need the call-in-line telephone number, 844-527-8723. It's 844-5-CRUSADE, anywhere in North America, because we have not given away the golden ticket soundbite of the day winner. So somebody is going to win sometime this hour here at 844-527-8723. This portion of the program brought to you by winapoundofgold.com. Literally, New Orleans and the rest of the Crusade Radio Network, you can win a pound of my gold at winapoundofgold.com. May 23rd, I'm going to give it away. When it's a great opportunity. Go get yourself a ticket today, become an affiliate. I'll explain all of that as the broadcast unfolds in front of your very ears and the day moves on. I'm waiting, folks. Don't worry now. Dudley Do-Right is here. I am waiting for the Canadian Prime Minister there, eh? Yeah, we're going to go visit the Trump there, Donald Trump there, eh? And we're all about it. And we're going to go and, go talk into this shop and get them to take our lumber and our oil and stuff there, eh? A couple of things. Trump said that we don't need their oil. We don't need their... what else did he say? We don't need their what?
We don't need
We don't need their oil. We don't need their lumber.
we don't need their energy. We don't need their
Don't need their energy. We don't. Look, we pretty much don't need anything Dudley and his gang have, okay? Including terrible accents and ugly people. Smelly people, the Canadians, okay? But here's what else we don't need. We don't need, they make the worst whiskeys. They're terrible. Don't drink, you drink, JD likes to drink, you like the bourbon, don't you? We have all the bourbon we need. We don't need any of your stupid whiskey. You can keep all of your Crown Royal. We don't need it. The blacks, we'll get them purple bags somewhere else, okay? I can get them a purple bag cheaper than the Canadians can make the Crown, okay? So I'm waiting to see if he Zelensky's him. If he gets him in the Oval Office and they have a little argument and they have a little tit for tat back and forth. So we're keeping an eye on that. If he does go live, as is always the case here on the Mike Church Show, the 11 a.m. Powuh Hour, as we call it, if they go live, we go live. It's like Maggie used to have this T-shirt for 4th of July fireworks that she used to wear with her sister. If I run, you run. So if they go live, we go live. It's as simple as that. I do have some sound bites from the Alberta Prime Minister, Danielle Smith, who is saying things about Alberta leaving the Canadian Union. Now, I find this story interesting, fascinating, encouraging, and I want it to happen. And the reason I want it to happen is, if you're not from Louisiana, you probably have never heard of this, although I have talked about it on the Mike Church Show internationally several times. There was a battle royale here in Louisiana betwixt parasite teat sucklers in East Baton Rouge Parish who were demanding that the people of the rest of East Baton Rouge Parish, who were not teat suckling losers, were demanding that they stay in league with them, fund and finance their schools and their welfare programs and whatever the hell else the good people of East Baton Rouge were paying for. And the good people of East Baton Rouge suffered this for a long time, and they finally went, that's it, we're out. And they proposed to make a little section of East Baton Rouge, what is today now legally called St. George. And it was one of, I think, the most significant political events in the history of Louisiana. As an amateur historian, I could tell you that that was an event as large as the Constitution Convention of 1811, which was held at Charter's House. I think it was on Yonville Street in New Orleans. That was attended by many of the famous founding fathers of the old city of New Orleans. You had who did you have? You had Poydras was there. You had Governor Claiborne was there. In any event, St. George, the good people of St. George had to fight the teat sucklers in court, and finally were victorious. And now they have their own area. It's their own city or a partial parish, and it's called St. George. I hope that this happens across the United States, because I don't think that we should be forced and compelled to live in political structures with people that hate our freaking guts, or people that we don't want to be in political structures with. I don't want to be in a political structure of any sort with the people of the state of New York, even though there are people in New York that I like. I don't like hateful Hochul, Satan's apostle, the governor, that wench. I don't like their attorney general, Maltizia James. I don't like the fat pumpkin head that runs the state of Illinois. And I don't think Louisiana should have to be in league with them. Governor Landry ought to be, look at you, I don't know what nothing y'all got up in Illinois that we need here, okay? Same deal with the state of California and Gavin Newsom-Abad and Oregon and Washington State and all the rest of these leftards. Don't need them. Now, if they make us stay in union with them, and we have to do it so we can find another way, okay, fine. If my friends that are running the Louisiana, the Free Louisiana Party are listening, they're making a little headway here. So I wanted to talk about Alberta, and I wanted to play the clips from Danielle Smith. Now, she gave the state of the state of Alberta yesterday, and we have one or two clips here. I think I have one. Play digital media file number 13. All the while I'm watching this clip, but the whole thing is 18 minutes long. I think we have like a minute. The whole time I'm watching, actually, I think that this is the closing argument. The whole time I'm watching this, all I can see are the flapping heads on South Park. With the flapping heads and beady eyes, blame Canada, blame Canada. That's all I can hear is blame Canada. And I'm going like, yeah, blame Canada. She makes the argument here, though, and I actually know people that live in Alberta. As a matter of fact, one of them's probably listening right now on the Crusade Radio Network. The Albertans are like us. They don't need the limp-wristed homos in Ottawa. They tolerate them. You go to Alberta and you got burly, big, Paul Bunyan-looking men there. So play Danielle Smith. This is they just newly elected. This is kind of the state of the state. Again, I encourage you, if you can find it, and it's all over Twitter or X.com, the entirety of her address, like 18 minutes long. I think this is like the closing minute here, but I appreciate the fact that she refuses to throw good, hardworking, humble, moral people who are Albertans. She refuses to throw them under the bus and call them names and call them traitors and stuff, because they want to practice self-government. Here, rolls the tape.
In closing, I want Albertans to know how important it will be in the coming months for our province to be steadfast, unified, and to refrain from heeding the voices of those seeking to divide Albertans against one another. There will be many outside and even inside this province who will try and sow fear and anger among us. They will seek to divide us into different camps for the purposes of marginalizing and vilifying one another based on differing opinions, effectively pitting neighbor against neighbor and Albertan against Albertan. This is not the Alberta way. It's not who we are, and it's not who I am. There are thousands of Albertans who are so frustrated with the last 10 years of Ottawa's attacks on their friends' and families' livelihoods that they feel Alberta would be stronger and more prosperous as an independent nation.
You would.
That is an understandable and justifiable feeling to have, even if we disagree on what to do about it. These Albertans are not traitors, nor should they ever be treated as such. They just love their province and family and want a better future than the one Ottawa is offering them right now.
Times have changed. Our kids are getting worse. They won't obey their parents. They just want to fight and curse. Should we blame the government or blame society?
Or should we blame the images on TV?
No, blame Canada. Blame Canada. With all their beady little eyes and
Flapping heads and concubines.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada. We need to form a full assault.
It's haters' fault.
They're not even a real country anyway.
For my son Stan, he saw the darn cartoon and now he's off to join the clan. And my boy Eric once had my picture on his shelf, but now when I see him it tells me to well, blame Canada! Blame Canada! It seems that everything's gone wrong since Canada came along. Blame Canada! Blame Canada!
They're not
Even a real country anyway. That was the main line I wanted to get to. Not even a real country anyway. So, to my friends that are up there that are Albertans, Godspeed. God love you. You don't have to stay in union with flapping head little faggot homos that hate your guts anyway. And if you want to leave, leave. Do the plan. Here, don't do yourselves the favor. I mean, do yourself a favor, obviously. Do planet Earth a favor. Secede. 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 And let's take the dirtiness off of the word. Because people go like, young man, did you say the S word? Yeah, brah, I said secede. This is why I started the broadcast today with talking about our beloved St. George outside of Baton Rouge. I think that this is the political future, and I think that people that disagree with that are very short-sighted and have dictatorial, tyrannical tendencies because they want to rule other people. It's all about power at the end of the day. And I think that they have enough, and I think that they had some of that should be taken from them. So, in any event, we'll keep an eye on that. The Prime Minister of Canada is actually meeting right now with President Trump. And I just wanted to... This is what Trump said moments ago. Now, if you're not a believer or you don't appreciate the art of the deal, this is why you should. Because he does things like this. You want it in his voice or mine? I look forward to meeting the new Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney. I very much want to work with him, but cannot understand I can't understand one simple truth. Why is America subsidizing Canada by $200 billion a year? In addition to giving them free military protection, and many other things. We don't need their cars, we don't need their energy, and we don't need their lumber. We don't need, and this is in all caps, anything they have. We especially don't need their maple syrup. No. Don't worry, folks. I have a source in Ohio, Sugarbush Creek Farms, for the best maple syrup made anywhere on earth. You don't... Yeah, but KingDude, we gotta have your maple syrup there, eh? No. I get you some good old-fashioned Murican-made maple syrup from my buddies up in Ohio. You won't worry about it. We don't need anything they have other than friendship, other than their friendship, which hopefully we will always maintain. They, on the other hand, need everything from us. The Prime Minister will be arriving shortly, and that will be most likely my only question of consequence. So here's how the conversation is going to go. How are you, Mr. Prime Minister? It's great to have you at the White House. Say hi to, this is J.D. Vance. This is, you used to call him Little Marco. This is Marco Rubio. You've met my Secretary of State. I only have one question for you, Mr. Prime Minister, and what do we need from you? I don't think we need anything. And if you don't answer the question correctly, Alcatraz is in your future, okay? I just want to let you know I will not hesitate to send you to that island where you can spend glorious amounts of time. No, seriously. The Canadians are repeating what the Indians, the Irish, the Taiwanese, who else came to kiss the ring of the dawn? The South Koreans, the Japanese, they've all come to kiss the ring of the dawn. And I asked the question, what do you want? What do you want? You know, there was a deal came through yesterday or 2 days ago. Supposedly the people of the country of India said, okay, please stop, Mr. Trump. We do not want trade war. We will give you zero tariff on auto parts. What do they say? Automobile parts. There's three things. Automobile parts, something else and something else. And they propose 0 for 0 tariffs. So that means that an American can sell auto parts, or an American company can sell auto parts in India, and an Indian company can sell auto parts in the United States. Now, what they're doing here is they are purporting to say that the playing field betwixt the Indians and the Americans is completely level, and there's no difference between a part that's made in India and a part that's made in America. Oh, is Trump live? Okay, hang on. We're going to take you live to the White House. Again, when news breaks out, we break in.
A situation, because everyone says, when are you going to sign deals? We don't have to sign deals. We could sign
we don't have to
25 deals right now, Howard, if we wanted. We don't have to sign deals. They have to sign deals with us. They want a piece of our market. We don't want a piece of their market. We don't care about their market. They want a piece of our market. So we can just sit down, and I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks, and I'll sit with Howard and Scott and with our great vice president, who has done a really good job. We have some good news to report on a lot of fronts. But JD will be there, and Marco, and we're going to sit down, and we're going to put very fair numbers down, and we're going to say, here's what this country, what we want, and congratulations, we have a deal. And they'll either say, great, and they'll start shopping, or they'll say, not good, we're not going to do it. I said, that's okay, you don't have to shop. Now, we may think, well, they have a right, that maybe we were a little bit wrong, so we'll adjust it. And then you people will say, oh, it's so chaotic. No, we're flexible. But we'll sit down, and we'll, at some point, in some cases, we'll sign some deals. It's much less important than what I'm talking about. For the most part, we're just going to put down a number and say, this is what you're going to pay to shop. And it's going to be a very fair number. It'll be a low number. We're not looking to hurt countries. We want to help countries. We want to be friendly with countries. But you keep writing about deals. When are we going to sign? When? It's very simple. We're going to say, in some cases, we want you to open up your country. In some cases, we want you to drop your tariffs. I mean, India, as an example, has one of the highest tariffs in the world. We're not going to put up with that. And they've agreed already to drop it. They'll drop it to nothing. They've already agreed. They would have never done that for anybody else but me. So we're going to put down some numbers, and we're going to say our country is open for business. And they're going to come in, and they're going to pay for the privilege of being able to shop in the United States of America. It's very simple. It's very simple. So I wish they'd stop asking, how many deals are you signing this week? Because one day we'll come and we'll give you 100 deals. And they don't have to sign. All they have to do is say, oh, we'll start sending our ships right now to pick up whatever we want or to bring whatever we want. It's very, very simple. And I think my people haven't made it clear. We will sign some deals, but much bigger than that is we're going to put down the price that people are going to have to pay to shop in the United States. Think of us as a super luxury store. a store that has the goods.
Luxury store.
You're going to come and you're going to pay a price, and we're going to give you a very good price. We're going to make very good deals, and in some cases we'll adjust. But that's where it is. And we've been ripped off by everybody for 50 years. For 50 years.
50 years.
And we're just not going to do that anymore. We can't do that. And we can't let any country do that to us. We're just not going to do it anymore.
Let me paint. All right, pause that if you want, Maggie. We're going to take the time out anyway. I just want to paint the picture for those of you listening on radio, because we love talk radio and we love radio. The newly elected Prime Minister Carney is sitting to Trump's right, literally 18 inches from his shoulder. While Trump is going like, we don't have to sign deals. We don't need deals. What is all this with deals? We don't have to have deals. It's either fair, it's not. We're going to open up to the greatest free market in the world. That's the United States. A superstore, okay? So, again, we'll pick up with this on the other side of the timeout.
Is that me gold?
What the hell are you?
I'm a leprechaun, me dear.
Here, this is what you're looking for, right?
Me powers are returning. It sounds like me gold. It looks like me gold. It smells like me gold. It tastes like me gold. Oh, God! Me golden, delicious gold.
All right, and we will pick up with this and with President Trump and Prime Minister Harper on the other side of the timeout. Call in line, telephone number 844-527-8723, 844-5-CRUSADE, here on the Crusade Radio Network. Don't touch that dial.
We don't know if there's gold in them hills of Dahlonega, Georgia, but we do know there's a pound of gold in the Mike Church vault. And all you have to do to win is listen for the golden sound of the day. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on the Mike Church Show on the Crusade Radio Network. Music is a huge part of any good movie. And Mike Church's The Road to Independence, the movie, has an awesome original score and soundtrack. Hi, this is Jim Mosier. I composed and performed the RTI score from the opening Freedom track to the emotional finale, and it's still one of my favorite works of my 30-year career in music. This score is a big part of The Road to Independence, and you'll hear it in beautiful 6-channel surround sound when you purchase a copy of the 2-DVD Director's Edition of The Road to Independence, available now at mikechurch.com/road. By the way, the director guy, even though he's a royal pain, did a pretty good job too. Learn the real story of the Founding Fathers' struggle for independence.
Order your copy of The Road to Independence, the Director's Cut 2-DVD set at shop.mikechurch.com.
Hello, Crusaders. I'm Janet Huxley at the Crusade Radio Network News Desk with your Crusade Crucials for Tuesday, May 6, 2025. This report is brought to you by Mike Church's Beast and Butt Rub, a rub that's won championships and will help make you a champ in your kitchen or backyard. Check out Mike's recipes and pick up a bottle or 6 today at shop.mikechurch.com. In the market report, at last close, the Dow was down 0.24%. The S&P was down as well, 0.64%. NASDAQ had also fallen 0.74%. In National Day calendar news, today is National Foster Care Day. That's always the first Tuesday in May to celebrate National Foster Day and encourage everyone to wear blue in support of foster youth in the United States. It's also another important appreciation day, National Teacher Appreciation Day, known as National Teacher Day. The National Education Association describes this day as a day for honoring teachers and recognizing the lasting contributions they make to our lives. It's also National Nurses Day. That's a good one. Always observed annually on May the 6th. It's National Beverage Day and Crepe Suzette Day. And our quote of the day, "A humble soul does not trust itself, but places all its confidence in God." Saint Faustina. And our saint of the day, St. John before the Latin Gate. You're listening to Crusade Radio Network News.
We don't know where the Ark of the Covenant is.
Hey, radio juggernaut, the left and Baphomet's useful idiots have no answer for. It's Mike Church on the Crusade Radio Network here on a Tuesday. This portion of the program brought to you by the Founders Trading Post store, shop.mikechurch.com. At shop.mikechurch.com, we have the finest gourmet roasted coffees anywhere, and they're not as expensive as almost everyone else's. Our coffee is made by the Abita Roasting Company right here near Abita Springs, Louisiana. My buddy Kyle. And you can get it in whole bean or in the grind. Shop and get yourself a bag or 16 today at shop.mikechurch.com. Shop.mikechurch.com. Don't forget the Beast and Butt Rub. Right there, the chicken mamu and the Acadiana steak seasoning. All my rubs and seasoning and lots of books and so much other stuff in the Founders Trading Post store at shop.mikechurch.com. All right, I played the soundbite of the day. Now, because we have a chat room at crusadechannel.com/chat, they like to go in there and tell everyone what caller number they were. So I know that caller 4 is a Crusader and a Founders Pass member. I know that caller 3 was a Crusader and a Founders Pass member. My question is, where are my terrestrial radio bros? Do you people in New Orleans not have telephones? Did Latoya the Destroyer tax you out of a smartphone and you don't have the phone? Here, if you hear a sound, let me give you a tip, especially those of you on 990 AM WGSO. Do you not want to win the pound of gold, brah? If I play a soundbite that's not from a news figure during this hour, and we're going to be on this entire month here, just call. It doesn't matter if you know why you're calling. I'm going to give you $50 to make the call. If you're the appropriate caller, you get a free golden ticket. That makes you an affiliate for the Win a Pound of Gold contest. We are really giving away a Troy pound of gold on May the 23rd. And I want our flagship station, our 990 AM WGSO, I want one of you guys to be in that number. So do I need to provide phones? Give me a P.O. box to send a smartphone to. And
It's not the Obama campaign.
Yeah, we do have the bit Obama phone. We'll do whatever it takes. Do you need to fax your answer in? I'll hook the fax machine up if it needs to happen. Let us go to said telephones and prove that they work and see who is lucky ticket winner number 3. Who dis?
This is Michael Rose.
Michael Rose, I know you. You are a crusader. Hey, dude, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. You are witness to a miracle today.
Wow!
This is the first time I've ever won anything.
Well, there is, as they say, to quote the oft-quoted cliche, well, dude, there's first time for everything there, dude.
And this goes to show that.
See there? As soon as I heard Maggie say Michael Rose, I went, he's a crusader. I know him.
Yeah, I was going to say I've been around since the old country. I've been around a long, long time.
Old station, old country.
Yes.
Well, hopefully you actually have some friends. Do you have people that you can... Yeah. Because one of the comment strings that I see in the chat room is the Schleprock comment string. Oh, wow. Schleprock from the Flintstones. Oh, wowsy, wowsy,
oh, wowsy, wowsy, whoa,
yeah, oh, wowsy, wowsy, whoa. I'd win a ticket, but I don't have any friends to share it with, so I'd have to eat the affiliate link. Wowsy, wowsy, whoa. Dude, go hang out down at the 7-Eleven and say, hey, man, you want to win a pound of gold? Well, yeah, who doesn't? Here. And, make your own cards up and hand them out. So
now, see, I have kids that don't want to work, so maybe they'll like to buy the tickets instead, and that'll be their source of income for the year.
Okay, look, we have no problem with nepotism here on this show, okay? So... all right. Michael Rose as proof that the contest works and that he was caller number 4. He was on line 3, caller 4. Okay, line 3, caller 4. That is, look, and anytime, 3 is a good number. That's the Holy Trinity number. No schleprocks on my line 3.
No.
If I go to you and you're a winner and I go and you schleprock me, and go, oh, wowsy, wowsy, well, I don't think I'm going to sell any affiliate tickets. I'm going to go like, you know what, dude, I'm going to put you, or ma'am, I'm going to put you in touch with the people. And for those of you that don't know, the Win a Pound of Gold contest is unlike any other radio contest in the world right now, and it's ever been done. Right now, everyone that wins a ticket becomes an affiliate automatically. Now, you don't have to use the affiliate if you don't want to, but if you do, every 5 tickets that you sell using your affiliate link or QR code, you're going to get a free one. So, if you won one like Michael just did, and then you sell, say Michael sells 20 amongst his friends and family, he got 5 tickets for this much investment.
0.0.
Oh, wait, it gets even better than that. If you're the number 1 affiliate ticker seller this week, next week, and the next week, I'm going to give you a pound of silver as a reward. So get busy, Michael Rose.
I will do it.
All right, brother. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
All right, man. Thank you. And there we go. The golden ticket winner of the day, Michael Rose. Your chance. You don't have to wait, though. Go get yourself a ticket today. Go to winapoundofgold.com. That's winapoundofgold.com. I had this local story here that I was not going to do, but I'm just going to mention it quickly. Orleans Parish School Board isn't ready to approve $90 million settlement with the city. And I'm reading the story and I'm going like, wait a minute. How does the city of New Orleans scam $90 million out of the school board? Well, well, I know that LaToya the Destroyer has so wrecked and destroyed the city that I saw a pothole. I live in Madisonville, but I drive to New Orleans every weekend, every Sunday, to take in the Holy Sacrifice of the Mass at beautiful, beautiful St. Patrick's on Camp Street. I saw a pothole on Saturday on my way to a Chafalaya, a restaurant that is on Louisiana Street. I could have put a human being in.
In a whole casket.
Yeah, and a casket too, and he'd fit in it. But the city of New Orleans is fleecing the Orleans Parish School Board for like $90 million. And the school board's going like, you can't do that, bro. You got to pay that money back. And, of course, LaToya the Destroyer is like, I hear what you said. I was on a cruise. I was in the Mediterranean. Talk to someone else about it. Unbelievable. All right, 844-527-8723. Call in-line telephone number. I want you to play, because people are talking about this, digital media file number 12. Quickly. Now, this is I'm just going to play a little bit of this, and we'll go back to Trump, and we'll see if the Prime Minister of Canada has flapping heads and beady little eyes, which kind of looks like he does, just from where I'm looking at it right now. This is Kristi Noem explaining. Some smart aleck reporter goes, why are you trying to get our deport? Why do you want our wonderful illegal alien criminal trespassers to not stay here for the rest of their lives? And she goes, because it's stupid and it's expensive, dummy.
These illegal aliens that are in our country have the opportunity to go on the CBP Home app, and we will facilitate them finding their way back to their countries. We will pay for their plane ticket. When they get there, we will verify they are who they said they are and that they are, in fact, back home. And then they will be paid $1,000 as an incentive to go there and to be able to help facilitate their housing or their clothing or their food for the period of time that they're back in their country until they can get themselves settled. And listen, Sean, that's really what this whole situation is about. We spend about $17,000 arresting, detaining, and deporting an illegal alien right now today. If we have the opportunity to purchase a plane ticket and send someone home with a stipend like this, it saves us thousands and thousands of dollars. And it also is a much safer situation for officers and for those in communities. And it gives that illegal an opportunity to come back to the United States of America. Remember, if they wait until we arrest them and deport them, they don't ever get the chance to come back to the United States. They don't ever get a chance at the American dream. So those individuals that are here illegally need to realize this is their opportunity to do things the right way.
I'm just going to say a couple things about this. Number one, so nice to see the director of the Department of Homeland Insecurity not dressed up as glam SWAT babe. That's one. Not pointing, she's being interviewed by Hannity. She's not pointing an AK at him in military fatigues with her hair long and stringy and over her shoulders. Anyone else notice the glam SWAT babe? Am I the only one who was going like, put your hair up in a ponytail? The hell is wrong with you? That's one. Two. So we got to pay you now to leave? So somebody's going like, we got to pay to have them leave? Dude, it's worth it. And then three, the more I think about this, the more incensed I get about it. A friend of mine on Twitter saying, I don't understand. I agree with Father Benny Boom Butts. This says something. Look, if they're here illegally, so what? They're not harming anyone. Unless they're violent offenders, we need to leave them alone. No, we don't. And they are harming someone. An illegal alien criminal trespasser is not just going to hang around and, as my friends Joe and Joe used to say, kick rocks. They're going to go and they are going, there's a disturbance in the force. Okay? They are going to interact in the economy, and it's not going to be legal. Every interaction of theirs that is based upon their illegality is a disturbance. To say the least of these offenses is if they get counted in the census. They get counted in the census, that means that one citizen of Louisiana or whatever state it is just lost the power of their vote. They just got disenfranchised by an illegal alien criminal trespasser. It shouldn't happen. You should have thought about that before you came here. You weren't invited. I don't go to your country and sneak in. Get the hell out. And if you want to come back, then you go through the proper channels, like our beloved Lorena Hidalgo, Oliva. who fries up corn tortillas in enchilada sauce and gave me the recipe on Instagram. I tried it. She's got a green card. It was the best green card taco I ever had. There you go. All right, let's go back to the White House. I want to see if Trump's going to yell at this guy or if he's going to, if there's going to be any altercation whatsoever.
He said there wasn't. I got the audio.
Okay, so there wasn't. We'll just listen to eavesdrop a little bit more.
Please don't bomb us anymore, and we're not going to attack your ships.
And where did you hear about that?
It doesn't matter where I hear it. The very good source, I could tell you. Very, very good source.
Very
Would you
good
say,
source, I
Marco?
could tell
I would say pretty good, right, JD? A very good source. No, they don't want to be. They don't want to be. They don't want to be bombed anymore. You know. I sort of thought that would happen. No, behind you, please.
Clarifying something you said on USMCA. Is the U.S. prepared to walk away from that pact?
From what pact?
USMCA.
No. It's fine. It's there. It's good. We use it for certain things. It's there. We have the USMCA is a good deal for everybody. I won't say this about Mark, but I didn't like his predecessor. I didn't like a person that worked for. She was terrible, actually. She was a terrible person.
He's talking about Troudeau.
And she really hurt that deal very badly because she tried to take advantage of the deal and she didn't get away with it. You know who I'm talking about. But so, you know, we had a bad relationship having to do with the fact that we disagreed with the way they viewed the deal, and we ended it. You know, we ended that relationship pretty much. The USMCA is great for all countries. It's good for all countries. We do have a negotiation coming up over the next year or so to adjust it or terminate it.
Mr. President.
I'll say a word on USMCA if I may, Mr. President. It is a basis for a broader negotiation. Some things about it are going to have to change. And part of the way you've conducted these tariffs has taken advantage of existing aspects of USMCA. So it's going to have to change. There's other elements that are come, and that's part of what we're going to discuss.
Right.
Trump doesn't look like he wants to be there.
During the campaign, Prime Minister Carney talked about the American betrayal. How do you react if Canada decided not to shop in the American store as much as before and decided to partner with other countries?
Well, we don't do much business with Canada from our standpoint. They do a lot of business with us. We're at like 4%. And usually those things don't last very long. You know, we have great things, great product. The kind of product we sell, nobody else can sell, including military. Look, we make the best military equipment in the world, and Canada buys our military equipment, which we appreciate. But we make the best military equipment in the world by far. The missiles, the submarines, everything. Everything we have is really top notch. I rebuilt our military during our last term. Stupidly, we gave some away to Afghanistan, which shouldn't have happened. But that was, I think, it was the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. It was just very incompetent people. But if you look, the man that's now the head of our Joint Chiefs, he led the attack on ISIS for me. That's why he's the head of the Joint Chiefs. And Raising Cane, he was unbelievable. And as you know, we defeated ISIS. In 3 weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years. We did it in 3 weeks. And he ran the campaign. I said, I like him. But I knew him before. I went to Iraq, and we agreed to a plan, and that was the plan.
I like him. All right, we're going to do some other news. Here's the punchline of the whole thing. We're going to fast forward. We paused during the break. Here is the punchline of the whole thing. So we're going to cut to the chase here. This is posted just moments ago on X.com. Here you go.
They get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, you know, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together. And we have done that in the past. And part of that, as the president just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, that the president has revitalized international security, revitalized NATO, and us playing our full weight in NATO. And that will be part of it.
And they have. They have, I must say, Canada is stepping up the military participation because Mark knew, they were low, and now they're stepping it up, and that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never.
Never say never. Never say never. You could be for sale. Don't never say never.
Feels kind of cool, doesn't it? Every country in the world has to come and grovel and kiss the ring of the Don and go like, well, Mr. President there, we're going to pay our fair share, and the submarines and with the military and the hardware there, a country could attack Canada and not lay a glove on the United States. The idea here that we have to extend some kind of missile shield to these guys. And again, they just knee-jerk went, no, we don't want to be a part of the United States. Well, quite frankly, I don't want you to be a part of the United States. I certainly don't want, and no red-blooded American should want the homos in British Columbia and the ferries and ferry dusters in Ottawa and in Quebec. We don't want anything to do with you. The only people that we're even interested in and having any kind of a partnership with are the real manly men and the real womanly women of Alberta and Saskatchewan and maybe Manitoba. We don't even want to talk to the rest of you. Maybe, because you got decent lobsters, we may talk to the Newfoundland people. But we don't need you. We don't need them. There is a very interesting and I think important piece at thefederalist.com. There's no way I would have enough time to do it complete and total justice. It's called by my friend John Daniel Davidson, Against Barry Weissism. I was actually having this conversation with a friend of mine about 2 months ago, and he asked me, he said, who do you think is the intellectual leader of the new right? And I said, I don't think that we have one. And he said, well, who do you think people think that it is? And I said, well, they think that it's Jordan Peterson. And my friend went, well, okay. In this instance, I'm talking about my friend David Simpson. And Simpson said that, well, you think that Peterson is like an intellectual leader? I said, they think that he is. So I asked the question of my buddy Frank Wright, who's an Englishman. And I said, Frank, is Jordan Peterson the intellectual arm of the new right, or the new media right, or whatever or the MAGA right, or whatever you want to call it? And Frank Wright said, absolutely not, Mike. And then he and I had a conversation about it. There's another name that comes up. And conservatives fall over. This is the old bug. This is an old disease that needs to be kiboshed. It's called, I just want liberals to like me. Oh, I just want them to hug me. I just want to be invited to their stupid parties. I just want to have a martini with a Cuomo. I don't. Why do you? And so John Daniel has written this piece about Against the Barry Weissism. What's Barry Weissism? As I have been saying for 3 years, just because she refused the Corona Doom vaccine and told the New York Times, or as I call it, the new Tenochtitlan Times, to go pound sand over it, does not make her one of us. She is born and bred a leftard, and she still is a leftard. But no, but she went and shared a stage with Dan Coulter in Texas, and they had a debate over immigration and all that. Yeah, and she lost. And Coulter was like, here, take Barry Weiss's head, put it on the floor, mop. So John Daniel Davidson is writing about this, and I'm going to cover this in great detail in the Mike Church Show tomorrow morning. By the way, all of you WGSOers, all of you terrestrial radio fans, y'all have to start listening at 6 a.m. in the morning here to the Mike Church Show at crusadechannel.com. Why? So you can hear the soundbite of the day, the golden sound of the day play. I may play it back during the course of my show from 6 to 9 a.m., and you won't even know that it's played by the time we get on at 11, but you might have a chance to win. So I hope to see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. John Daniels says, okay, well, why isn't Barry Weiss one of us? Why can't she be our intellectual leader? And by the way, to answer the question, no. Jordan Peterson is not the intellectual leader. There's something that's missing there. I'm not supposed to tell anyone this, and if I say it, then people go like, you can't do it. How dare you? I would play the Catholic air raid warning siren, but I don't have time because we're just about out of it. You cannot be the intellectual leader of a traditionalist conservative movement if you're not Catholic, or at least have not studied Catholic Thomistic philosophy and have a firm grasp on it. Sorry to say that, not trying to anger anyone, but that's the deal. Them's the cards, and that's the deal. Folks, we are out of time. Look how fast an hour flies. The Powuh Hour is in the can. See you tomorrow. God bless you and Mary keep you.